I'm Tomme ACDF, and this is Laura Christine Helms. We're both registered yoga teachers through the Yoga Alliance, and we both teach yoga here at Epidavros Center for Wellbeing in Gresham, Oregon. A few months ago, just after my 60th birthday, I had cervical fusion surgery. It's sometimes called ACDF, for anterior cervical discectomy and fusion. I got that right. After my surgery, I only had to wear a cervical collar for a few hours, and my recovery was much faster and much less painful than many of my friends who've had the same surgery. And we're going to show you some gentle yoga poses that really helped me recover and helped me begin to loosen up my back again after the surgery. The worst thing for me after the surgery was the muscles in my upper and mid back and the muscles in my neck. For most of us who had this kind of surgery, the vertebrae in our neck haven't been nice and evenly spaced for a long time. And our muscles have gotten used to being in a certain way, the muscles that attach to those vertebrae. So after the surgery, when the surgeon evens out those spaces, those muscles that attach to the vertebrae are not real happy. They have to learn to be in their new position, and at least for me, that resulted in a lot of muscle spasms and quite a bit of pain. The first pose that I did, beginning just a few days after surgery, that really gave me a lot of pain relief, was just a regular cat stretch. Now, Laura's going to show you how to do this, but just before we get started, let me advise a word of caution. These poses worked really well for me, but you will want to check with your own doctor before you try any of these poses after your own surgery, and as far as how soon you can start doing them and whether to do them at all. So for a cat stretch, first come onto your hands and knees. And right after your surgery, it's going to be helpful to have a chair or a table or something that you can use to help yourself get down to the floor. Once you get on your hands and knees, you'll notice Laura's wrists are directly beneath her shoulders. Her knees are directly beneath her hips. Then she's going to take a nice deep inhale. And as she exhales, she's going to push into the floor, drop her head, and just let her upper back round, just like a cat. And then just hang there for several breaths. Now you want to make sure your neck is just hanging loose and free. So you might want to turn your head from side to side or up and down. Just make sure you're not holding any tension in your neck. After you've taken several nice, long breaths, just bring yourself gently back to tabletop. Walk yourself back to sitting, and then you can bring yourself up to standing. Or you can do it again if you like. I did those cat stretches several times a day for several weeks following surgery. Every time those muscles in my upper and mid back would start to cramp up, I would just do a cat stretch for 2 or 3 breaths and get quite a bit of relief. Now when you're ready to add a counter movement, you can add the cow stretch, so you can have the traditional cat-cow. So once again, you start on your hands and knees. Take a nice deep inhale, and as you inhale, draw your chest forward, pull back just slightly with your palms, and reach your sitting bones up toward the ceiling, allowing your back to just arch. Then the next time you exhale, again push into the floor, let your back round, make sure your neck is just hanging, your head is just hanging. And then just in time with your breath, as you inhale, you'll come up, allow your back to arch. And then as you exhale, you'll come down, allow your back to round. Do several repetitions until you begin to get some relief or until you get tired. And then just walk your hands back to bring yourself to sitting. Or you might want to try a wide-legged child's pose. Bring your feet together, your knees come apart to allow space for your belly. Then sit back your tailbone towards your heels. Just bring your chest toward the floor, allow your shoulders to round down. And put your forehead either on the floor, or if that doesn't work for you, elevate it some, maybe on a bolster, a pillow, a yoga block, whatever you have available. And then you might want to bring your arms back by your sides with your palms up and just relax. Just really let your back relax. Then when you're ready to come up, reach your arms forward. Gently walk your hands back to bring yourself back to sitting. And then use your table or chair or whatever you have handy to help bring yourself up. Okay. Another thing I did, beginning almost immediately after surgery, that gave me quite a bit of relief, was to lay back over a rolled blanket. In the beginning, I only rolled the blanket up about halfway, but then as my back began to open, I rolled it the whole way. And you can blanket you have, or maybe a pillow, maybe a big beach towel rolled up. Just put it across, and to get yourself positioned, turn around and sit back on your elbows with your elbows almost against the roll, and then lay back over the roll. It should be at about a woman's bra strap position. You can either have your hands down at your sides, or as your back begins to open up, you might want to bring your hands up and stack them on your forehead. This brings your shoulder blades in toward one another and really helps more opening through that upper area of your back that is so tight. When you're through, roll to your side to pull the blanket out. And then you might want to lay down on your back and hug your knees into your chest. And just rock back and forth from side to massage your low back. I also like to lay with the blanket lengthwise on my back, with the folded part right against my low back, and the blanket long down the center of my spine. And then I roll up just a roll or two at the end to support my neck. And I still do both of these positions almost every morning, 4 months after surgery. So I hope these positions that we've showed you today, these gentle yoga poses, will help you with some pain relief and help you begin your recovery from ACDF surgery. In the second part of this series, I'm going to show you some exercises and poses to begin rebuilding your strength and stamina. Look for more videos on the Epidavros Wellness Center YouTube channel.